Your father dabbled in powers beyond reckoning. Where is he now?
He's in the expansion! He's there! He's there!
Warlords of Draenor, the new WoW expansion. A very controversial expansion for good reason. For this video we have two questions, why and where? Why are we going here and where is, well, here? Let's answer the why first, and for that we're going to go back and check out on our good old friend Garrosh. You see, Garrosh is the man of the hour, the man everyone is talking about. Thanks to his heroics in the fields of battle, leading the Horde armies in Northrend and defeating the Lich King, Thrall appointed him the new leader of the Horde. Since Thrall himself had to leave to Outland to deal with a new elemental upheaval, cause you see, he couldn't do this and rule the Horde at the same time for some reason. Interestingly enough, he actually always wanted to appoint Dranash Saurfang as his successor instead, and it's honestly hard to figure out why. Not much is known of Saurfang the Younger. I mean, he's not his dad. His dad, Baroque Saurfang, is like a god in this universe. The guy fought in the 3 major wars between the humans and the orcs, like back in Warcraft 1. Hell, we should even see him in Warlords of Draenor in his apex. This guy is a legend. I suppose Dranash being his son would give him some potential, but we honestly don't know much about this guy, believe it or not. There's only one quest with this guy, and it is back in Burning Crusade at Sunspring Post. Yes, that guy is actually him. Crazy, huh? That guy would have been the new war chief of the Horde. Now that's crazy. Thrall probably liked him since he had strong blood, had experience leading the war effort against the Lich King, and more importantly, was good at cooperating with the Alliance, which, as we all know, is what Thrall digs. Sadly,
Finished!
yeah, that happened. So Thrall was stuck with Garrosh, which was his second choice. Or was it? Thrall actually does mention Cairn would have been a better leader, but since he was an orc, it might have caused problems since the orcs were incredibly destabilized after the attack and loss of their leader. So yeah, I guess back to Garrosh. Garrosh as a leader is a big bag of mixed feelings. He's insanely strong and super dedicated, has a strong sense of honor, but only really cares about his own people, the orcs.
They are no longer part of my Horde!
This factoid annoyed the hell out of everyone else on the team. Now this is where it gets interesting, and it is probably the biggest turning point for Garrosh and his demise. After the elemental attack that worried Thrall and caused him to go away to investigate, much of the orc lands were ravaged, to the point where the orc population was suffering from a food shortage that was about to cause a famine in the capital. Discussions were had on how to solve this problem, and the decision to spark trade with the elves in Ashenvale for food was made. This angered Garrosh. Garrosh figured they should just take Ashenvale for themselves, since that is the way of the orcs. He voiced his concerns, but they falled on deaf ears. Nobody's as angry as he is, apparently. Thing is, the gathering that was formed to discuss this trade was brutally murdered by agents of the Twilight Hammer dressed as Horde. Cairn didn't know they were Twilight Hammer and instead thought it was Garrosh who had given them the order to kill the elves, since that's what he wanted all along in the first place. Cairn, infuriated, confronted Garrosh and challenged him to a duel, saying he was unfit to rule the Horde.
Garrosh, you are not fit to rule the Horde.
Oh yeah! Things are getting interesting, guys. A battle of leaders here. But before that, enters Magatha Green Totem, the matriarch of the Grim Totems. Who are these guys, though? Well, they're just basically the other half of the Taurens who refused to go with Cairn to join the Horde. They honestly just chill out in Thousand Needles. You've probably killed them before. No biggie. She, though, was looking to orchestrate a massive coup and aggressively take over Thunderbluff, and to do this, she poisoned Garrosh's axe before the fight, claiming that she was just blessing it, she said. So when Garrosh and Cairn fought, Cairn was kicking the shit out of him, literally destroying him, because Cairn is awesome and fuck the haters. But a single scratch from Gorehowl into Cairn caused the poison to take over, and just like that, Cairn fell down like magic and died on the spot. You see, the interesting thing about Garrosh as a character is that he wasn't happy. He was actually furious. When he discovered that the poison had killed Cairn and that it had robbed him of a fair fight, he seriously lamented his death and cursed Magatha for her actions. Magatha thought that by blessing his weapon and giving him the win, it would give her an ally that would allow her to take over Thunderbluff. But Garrosh refused to help her when she asked, and because of this, she was defeated by Cairn's son, Bane. And Bane took over the bluff to be the new ruler of Thunderbluff. Now, we're getting a little sidetracked here, I know guys, but this is all important. The hatred for Garrosh as a leader all stems from this and more.
The dog spear never gonna give up.
I have something to show you. It'd be easier to understand if you see it yourself.
Go slink away with the rest of your kind to the slums. I will endure your filth in my throne room no longer!
The important thing here is that Garrosh is a good guy, or used to be. He didn't used to be super hardcore, hate me, badass warrior douche. He just had a different angle than everyone else. Through the expansions, however, this all changed. As he fully took over the duties of being the leader of the Horde, he became more and more bloodthirsty, mainly focusing on fighting the Alliance, which is what he always wanted in the first place. He had this goal of getting rid of every Alliance city and outpost in Kalimdor and fully govern it for the Horde. Everyone hated him for it though, because Vayne and Vol'jin are way chiller than that, I suppose, which caused a lot of hatred. That and the blatant racism that Garrosh would spew every now and again.
You'll be no war chief of mine. You'll not earn my respect, and I'll not be seeing the Horde destroyed by your foolish thirst for war.
And what exactly do you think you're going to do about it? Your threats are hollow. Go slink away with the rest of your kind to the slums.
I know exactly what I'll be doing about it, son, Hellscream. I'll watch.
Enough!
Sylvanas was mostly just concerned that expelling all the Alliance from Kalimdor and entering into a full-scale war with them would cause the Alliance to all march north to take the undead out as revenge. Everyone opposed Garrosh in this, but he did it anyways. Garrosh fully attacked Thuramore Isle, which is the city owned by Jaina Proudmoore, by the way, completely and utterly destroying it by exploding a mana bomb into the city, pretty much not even leaving a rat alive in the place. Jaina escaped though because, well, you know, she's badass and stuff. This was the nail in the coffin. Everyone, and I mean everyone, wanted out. Bane took his Taurens out of Orgrimmar. Vol'jin was in open rebellion, which caused Garrosh to pretty much take over the Echo Isles. The Blood Elves literally were having talks about changing to the Alliance. It was all a mess. There is a lot more to this though, but I will cover that at some point when I do a full-blown lore video for Garrosh. I just mostly want to cover his hatred and how this all leads to Warlords of Draenor. To cut this short, Garrosh had a new horde. A horde that only wanted one thing: to eradicate all humans in the world and rule it with an iron fist. Whoever opposed him would die. He knew, however, they wouldn't be able to do it just with his orcs. He needed something more, an ace in the hole. Garrosh sent a team of goblin excavators to dig out the secrets below the Valley of Eternal Blossoms. And he found something big. Something so big, it would actually give him the power to take over the world for the Horde once and for all. The heart of a deceased old god, Yargh. We will talk more about this god later on, but for now, just know that by utilizing this old relic of times long gone, Garrosh improved his warriors to degrees never seen before. Maybe the blood of the demons, but yeah, you know. To activate the heart, Garrosh fought his way through the Shadow Pan in the valley to submerge the heart into the pools, defeating Taran Su in the process. Garrosh awoke the powers of the heart, and at the same time, completely contaminating and destroying the entire Sacred Valley, permanently damaging one of the most important lands of the Pandaren. With the heart fully operational, Garrosh left to Orgrimmar to use its powers to imbue his warriors and to survive the onslaught of enemies he had created in the process. Vol'jin had liberated Echo Isles from the grasps of the orcs, making his rebellion a success. And with the help of the Tauren, they pushed and marched all the way till Razor Hill. The humans attacked from the sea and the elves from the north. The remaining horde and the alliance both worked together to destroy Garrosh once and for all. After the siege broke and the coalition of both the alliance and the horde reigned victorious, it was decided that Garrosh would have his trial in the Pandaren lands, so everyone would have justice together. Now guys, this is where the information is a little low, and the connection with Warlords of Draenor happens. You see, with the help of the Bronze Dragonflight, which by the way are the dragons that control time, our heroes were looking through time at the actions that Garrosh had taken, and the actions that he would have taken were he not stopped. Some really messed up thing here, guys. There's actually a vision that shows Garrosh where he not stopped, fully conquering Stormwind and killing every single leader in the game and mounting them on spikes in a staircase leading to the entrance of Stormwind. Some really messed up stuff. Imagine how useful though something like this would be in real life. If you could just like at any point in time show hard facts about people's behavior by showing them things that have already happened in this time manipulation machine. Man, that's rad. What no one suspected, however, was that one of the Bronze Dragonflights that was helping with the visions was actually secretly working with Wrathion. Here, let me explain. This Bronze Dragon person is Kairos, or Kairos Dormu. Not much is still known about this guy, but there seems to be signs that he might actually be the leader of the Infinite Dragonflight, or at least who he was before he became the leader. You know, the time differences and stuff, hard to pinpoint. Thing is, he supports the ideals of Wrathion. Wrathion is the last living black dragon in the world, or at least, you know, that is not completely manipulated by the craziness or the curse that affected Deathwing. Alright, now focus guys, every dragon has his job. Green dragons serves to uphold the forces of nature and to keep the balance in the world. The Bronze Dragonflight maintain time and help it keep going. The Blue Dragonflight balances magic and maintain it. The Red Dragonflight are like the warriors, I guess, or the army, if you will. They are there to protect places of importance in the world. The Black Dragonflight were supposed to be the leaders. They were supposed to make sure that everything was working right and to protect the world from danger. Deathwing, the leader, went mad, however, which is another story to tell, but because he went mad, the Black Dragons kind of ended up just being everyone's enemies. Wrathion, though, is the only black dragon left without the Old God's curse, which means, well, he's sane. So as far as he sees it, he's tasked with the protection of the world. He is a good guy. He sees, however, that the Burning Legion is coming, and that there is no way that an Azeroth in conflict can stand a chance against them. So his plan is to unite the world under the banner of either the Horde or the Alliance, so that one may rule the other and we can all make choices as one. It kind of makes sense in a way when you really think about it. Now Wrathion has a plan. His plan is to go back in time with the help of Kairos to prevent the old orcs from ever drinking from the blood of the demons, to give them future technology, unite them, and march them against the present-day Azeroth so that they take over the world and are strong enough to take on the Burning Legion. Following this plan, at the end of the trial, Kairos summons a bunch of warriors from other time dimensions and creates a massive diversion, allowing him to take Garrosh and transport him back in time to Draenor, right before the orcs were to consume the blood of the demons. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Warlords of Draenor. I know we got a little confusing there for a sec, but as a basic summary, Kairos, the Bronze Dragon, teleported himself, Garrosh, and a few others back in time, so that they may unite the orcs under one banner, transport them all to the present, and then rule the world. Now, who are these orcs? Well, we're talking about the orcs of legends, the guys we always hear about from the old Warcraft stories. These are the times before Outland exploded into the weird flying space world that is now. We'll be seeing Grommash Hellscream, the guy who killed the demigod Cenarius and Garrosh's dad. We will see the legendary Gul'dan. We will see even Durotan. That's Thrall's dad. It's crazy, that's insane. Now, I'll end up here in fears of making this video too long, but there's so much to tell. Be sure to let me know who you want to know more about and I'll give him or her its own video. Also, follow me on Twitter and Facebook. You can see the link below in the comment section, in the description. Bye-bye.